Okay, hello there. A little frazzled. My technology was fighting with me. So, all right, coming out for the first time in a long time today. Been away on vacation and been trying to make sense of the world, quite honestly, which I haven't really arrived at any conclusion on. But I wanted to come out today and share, and really part of my sort of withdrawal for the last couple weeks has been related to today's topic as well. And so wanted to come out and share today about why it's so important to not only know your values and your deeper why are you doing what you're doing, why are you in business, but to really communicate those with your audience as well. And so for those of you who may not know me, my name is Snakard, and I'm an executive transformation coach, and I help visionary entrepreneurs and transformational leaders dig deep to break through barriers to your next level of success so that you can make the impact that you know you're here to make, to be the change agent that you know that you're called to, and really to be able to do it in ways that have you loving life every step of the way, not having to sacrifice the rest of your life to make that impact, and being fully aligned with who you really are, what you're here to do in this world, and what really matters most to you. So, all right, so getting into this, the world's been in a bit of a state of madness for the last few months, as some of you may have noticed, between the coronavirus and the Black Lives Matter, George Floyd murder, so many other things that have been going on, and so much of the political divisiveness that's happening, especially here in the U.S. I don't know about the rest of the world, but I know it's been pretty nasty here. And seems like so many posts, even on Facebook, people are just getting downright ugly and just hateful and obnoxious and completely like over the top with each other. And so one of the things that came up about a month ago, actually, it's been a while since I saw this. Sunnynarduzzi is a YouTube expert. She teaches people how to start YouTube channels, how to start profitable YouTube channels. And I watch her videos sometimes. I haven't, the course that I did was actually someone else's. I kind of wish I had done Sunny's, quite honestly. I may still do hers. But anyway, I do follow her videos sometimes. And she did a video a month or so ago sharing about how she had gone on to her Instagram after the George Floyd murder and so much of the upheaval, the riots, and so many of the protests, and so much that's really still going on. I almost want to say thank goodness it's still going on, that people haven't already forgotten and it hasn't fallen away. See, there's a little insight into some of my own values there. So anyway, she said that she had shared on her Instagram about how she is an advocate of and strong believer in the Black Lives Matter movement and why it matters, and shared really personally and authentically and vulnerably about her beliefs. And she said she had never in her career gotten as much hate mail and had as many unsubscribes as she had after that video. And that people said a number of things about, it was like an Instagram story, so it was a video. So anyway, she said that, that she got a huge number, biggest ever unsubscribes and hate mail. That's what I was getting to. People saying things like, I don't tune into you to listen to your politics. You need to stay in your lane and stick to what you know. I don't give a crap what you think about this other stuff. I listen to you for YouTube expertise, and that's all I want. And it really, I guess I shouldn't have been too surprised by it. And yet at the same time, I immediately thought, this is why, one of the reasons why, certainly not the only reason, but I feel like this is one of the big screaming reasons why I really believe that we need to be clear, not only with ourselves about who we are and what we value and what matters to us and what we're here for, why we're doing what we're doing, and the mark that we want to be making in our business. And many of you who follow me, I know, are social change leaders or aspire to be social change leaders. And some of you, it may not be that you aspire to be the next Mother Teresa, but that on some level with what you do, whether as a health coach or as someone who helps people with financial empowerment, or whether it be issues of health, finances, resources, certainly racial issues, women's rights, children's issues, abuse, all these kinds of things, that it matters. It matters what we believe and what we're about. And it matters that we're attracting people who believe the things that we believe and who want the things that we want. Now, some of you may say, well, not me. That's, the opposite. I serve the people that don't believe what I believe, and I'm trying to compel them to the other side, to educate or compel or help them cross over to the other side. And yes, that certainly may be true to some extent. But for most of us, certainly as entrepreneurs, and certainly many of you listening, I know, are solopreneurs. As solopreneurs, where we are our business, one of the first things that almost any business coach will teach you as sort of your step into entrepreneurship is finding an audience that is able and willing, that knows they need your service and are able and willing to get your service. But they have to know that they have a need for it in some way, which means that they want what you offer. And I think about somebody like Sunny, who teaches people how to do YouTube videos. You could say this for a lot of people if it's, perhaps sales related, although honestly, I feel like values and your why and who you are and what you stand for really seeps into every area of what you do and what you teach and how you come across. But I think that, there may be some things that seem more technical or linear, or, okay, you teach, you do steps 1, 2, 3, you get result X kind of thing. And so you may think, well, why does that matter, Spencer? And here's part of why I say it matters. This isn't the truth, like the world according to Spencer, but for me personally, as an entrepreneur and as someone in business, not because I'm desperate to have to make money immediately any way I can, but someone who's in business that wants it to be a freedom-based business, doing work I love, that I'm inspired by, that I'm uplifted by, that supports who I am in the world and what I'm here for and the lifestyle I want to live along the way, and that is supportive, supports and is supported by both ways with all of that. That to me, it's like, I think at last count, I saw that something like 8 billion people in the world. I'm not looking for 8 billion clients. When I do one-on-one work, I literally work with less than a handful of people at a time, like 4 clients one-on-one is my fully booked max capacity. I don't need to pick from any of the 8 billion people out there to get my 4 people. The 4 people that I'm going to work with are the people that I'm excited to work with, that I'm passionate about working with, that I love working with, that I love who they are, and that they love who I am as well. That it's not just, that they're looking just to get what they can suck out of me to help them. To me, it's a mutual exchange. It's a mutual relationship. It's a mutual coming together sort of to walk along a path together. And yes, of course, as the coach, I'm offering my expertise and my service and guidance in that way. I'm not saying that, when I bring clients on, it's only so that I can get from them. And yet in human relationships, there is always that degree of give and take, right? And so to me, it's like, why would you not want to work with people who get you and who appreciate who you are and what you're about and getting to those values? Like, I certainly would not want to work with or support white supremacists. I wouldn't want to work with people, and I'll put it in this way: I wouldn't want to work with them in ways to help them achieve their goals of white supremacy. Now, if it's someone who's coming because they're awakening to maybe there's another way of looking at the life and looking at world, and maybe they're ready to do some deep digging and internal introspection into themselves about how they've been living life and going a new direction. I'm not saying I would turn that away flat out. But I'm saying for the work I do and the people I'm looking to attract and what they're looking to accomplish with it, to me it matters that the people I attract connect, that we connect in that way and that we share those values. I also speak about spirituality and soulfulness, and for me it's not about religious beliefs or what a church teaches or you have to do this to be a good person. It's not that kind of stuff for me. But if I had a client who was like completely an atheist and thought spirituality was all a bunch of crap and wanted nothing to do with it, I probably wouldn't be that interested in working with that person, because I'd feel like I have to guard myself and watch what I'm saying, and it just wouldn't make sense to me. And so Anyway, I think most of you, I would presume by now, if you're listening and you've been following me a while, I'm sure that you're familiar with like the Simon Sinek talk on Start With Why. If you're not familiar with that, you can Google Simon Sinek, S-I-N-E-K, I think is how he spells his last name, Start With Why. It was a TED Talk, and it talks about how people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And again, I just want to emphasize that, to me, it's not just about being able to get clients in so that people will buy why you do what you do. It's a matter of like, wouldn't it be so much more in the flow, I think is how I want to say that. I was almost going to say more relaxing, more comfortable, more enjoyable, more inspiring. All of those things I think are probably also valid there. But to me, it's also an aspect of being in the flow. And I thought it was so interesting just tying back to this Sunnynarduzzi experience that she shared about getting the hate mail after she had talked about Black Lives Matter and that she supported it and why she supported it and so forth. And she's been sharing more and more lately about how she's been really sharing more personal stuff and being more real and being more raw and, not being so technical on the here's what you need to do on YouTube, but more sharing who she is as a person. And how after that initial drop in numbers of people who dropped off, she's actually said she's been getting more views than ever before on her videos. I don't know if her sales have gone up, but one person who I can connect this to, who I know for sure had a huge jump in sales. I had shared a video back soon after the George Floyd murder from Rachel. I'm blanking on her last name. I want to say Preston. I might be saying that wrong, but you can look in my Facebook group. I shared a video there. Rachel Rogers. Rachel Rogers is her name. And she shared a very passionate, personal, heartfelt video about her upset and really rage over what had been going on, what has been going on in our world and where we are with things. And she had her first $1 million month after that. And it wasn't just from that one video. She's been speaking out a lot, and she ended up organizing and holding a town hall even before Oprah did, which I thought was pretty damn impressive. That was an awesome town hall where she brought together experts, industry experts and people in on anti-racism, and brought in, I can't remember who, the head of some major organization that a lot of us use, like ConvertKit or something, I can't remember what it was, sharing about their experiences and working toward anti-racism and things like that. And so she spoke very personally and openly and honestly about her feelings about all of this. And she had a huge kick-ass jump in her business. And again, I'm goosebumpy right now. And again, it's not to say, okay, so if you just want to make some more money, you should be honest about who you are and what you value and what you're about. It's not like a so that you can, or a in order to, or like, if you do this, you can trick people into buying from you so that they can do that. It's not about that. It's about being able to be real, being able to be authentic, being able to fully express yourself without feeling like you have to monitor what you're saying or edit yourself before you say it, or be thinking, oh, can I say this? Can I not say this? Can I say this to this person? Is this going to offend that person? But to be able to be real and natural and open and genuine and connect with your people. So anyway, I want to leave it at that for today. I hope that this has been valuable for you. I would love to hear in the comments where you are right now as far as how real and genuine and open you feel that you can be with your audience. So I'm going to give you a number rating. I'm going to say, give me a we'll just say a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being like the most real and raw and open and authentic with your people, and 1 being like you are super guarded and you just stick to the facts of whatever thing you teach or talk about, and you don't really like open yourself up with them. I know that's kind of a broad range, but I just figured that's an easy scale most of us can probably connect to, like a scale of 1 to 10. So anyway, I'd love it if you would drop that in the comments and let me know. And if you feel that you're below a 10, I would love to know why. I'd love to hear, if you're willing to share in the comments, why do you feel like you're not fully open with your people? What is it that has you think like you need to hold back? Or it may not even be a conscious thought. Maybe you're like, gosh, I've never really thought about it before, but in retrospect, here's where I am. But I would just love to know, because it's something that I think is really important and valuable for us to be able to do. And that certainly is one of those things that I think I can support you with. And so I think that's something that would just be interesting to hear is, if you are below a 10, why? And that may be something I'll form some future videos on to be able to support you with that. So again, I hope this was helpful. Have an amazing rest of your day. Until next time, be amazing.